America's #1 national television program on Asia.
Hello, I'm Yue-Sai Kan. Welcome to Looking East. Tonight we devote this program to 2 centuries-old Oriental practices that are very much in use today. First, the practice of Chinese medicine in China. And second, the mysterious and little-known art of Feng Shui, the art of placement, that many claim can change your life and fortune. We'll see how this is practiced in Singapore. We'll be back in a moment. This is Longhua Hospital. It is noted throughout China for its practice of traditional Chinese medicine. We'll find out how effective traditional Chinese medicine really is and how it stacks up against modern Western medicine. Until recently, most Western physicians were skeptical of such practices as acupuncture. They thought of it as superstition, that it only worked if you believed in it. They compared it to the folk medicine of the West. But now, Western doctors are taking a closer look, and practices such as acupuncture are becoming better known and accepted as a legitimate form of medical treatment. There are 4 major techniques in the practice of traditional Chinese medicine. Acupuncture, the best known, has been practiced for over 2,000 years in China. This is a method of inserting needles into specific points in the body to treat disease or relieve pain. There are acupuncture points throughout the body that affect specific organs or muscles. Stimulating those points have a beneficial effect on the organs to which they are related. Another traditional procedure, cupping, the placement of cups with slight vacuum on the patient's body. The vacuum is treated by a small flame burning out the oxygen within the cup before it is put down. When laid on the body, the cups draw blood to the affected part and promote healing. Moxibustion, the burning of medicinal herbs on the body, is another traditional practice. The heat allows the healing properties of the herbs to penetrate the skin more easily. Massage is also part of traditional medicine. This woman is being treated for pain in her joints. It has been diagnosed as arthritis. After several treatments, she has shown progress. This child is suffering from infantile diarrhea. She is 2 months old. Points on the outer part of the baby's thumb are being massaged. These points, it is believed, have a connection to internal organs like the kidneys and the stomach. This point of your finger relates directly to the stomach and the intestines. The hospital claims they have a 90% success rate with this treatment. One of the startling developments in the use of acupuncture took place in 1958. It changed many procedures in China, and use of it had a global impact, bringing acupuncture to world attention. For the first time, surgery was performed without anesthesia. Acupuncture was used instead to eliminate pain. It has become routine in China today for about 10% of major operations. We were fortunate to be able to witness this operation. The authorities at Longhua Hospital allowed us to tape record the removal of a tumor from this woman's neck. She will receive no anesthesia. She will be given acupuncture instead. 6 needles for 6 acupuncture points. She will be conscious throughout the entire operation, and she will be able to communicate with the doctors during the operation. The acupuncture needles are connected by wire to a galvanizer that sends minute electrical impulses to the needles. Now, prior to this development, the acupuncturist would have to vibrate the needles by hand. More needles are placed in each wrist. After 20 minutes, the patient's neck is completely numb. "45 minutes later, the tumor is out. She is free of the drugged feeling of the chemical anesthesia. Another advantage, the healing process can begin immediately, not slowed by hours of unconsciousness. Moments later, we encountered her on the way back to the ward. 同志啊，你觉得怎么样呢？ How do you feel?
我觉得很好。
He's feeling really well. 手术的时候啊，你疼不疼啊？
不疼。
有什么感觉？
就是来起初的时候有点胀，因为它压了这个血管嘛，后管嘛。
She says that during the operation she felt absolutely no pain. This is our chief doctor, Dr. Zhu, and this is Dr. Zhou. The two of them cooperated in this operation. Dr. Zhu, 这个病人这个手术是不是比较平常的？ Is this a normal operation?
是的。
是。This is a normal operation.
4天就出现。这个1个星期出院。 再休息2个星期就好工作了。
So in about 1 week of rest, she should be able to leave the hospital. In about 2 weeks, she should be able to go back to work. 那这真好了哈，谢谢你们了啊。Thank you.
OK， 谢谢。
Physical therapy conducted on the hospital grounds is considered part of the healing process for those recovering from diseases of the heart and lung, and as well as for those who suffer from arthritis and bursitis. These are not ordinary exercises to strengthen muscles, as Western calisthenics do, but they are age-old movements designed to bring the body into balance.
向右转，1、2、3、4、5、6、7。
We'll be back at the Longhua Hospital in a moment. Although this hospital has only 350 beds, 2,800 patients come in for treatment each day. In my visit to Longhua Hospital, I was convinced of the effectiveness of traditional Chinese medicine. But in recent years, Western techniques have complemented traditional practice. Today, all over China, there is a blending of the two. Longhua Hospital is able to do important diagnostic tests with this state-of-the-art ultrasonic cardiology machine. Acupuncture isn't a cure-all, nor are other forms of traditional Chinese medicine, but they seem to be able to deal with areas that Western medicine cannot. But Western medicine is also practiced here at Longhua Hospital. There are general encouragement of students to study both Western and Chinese techniques. This is a gastrointestinal X-ray made in Japan, another of the latest tools in diagnosis. The doctors at Longhua feel that both systems of medicine can be used to benefit the patient. To see a doctor in China, you must register. And to register, you have to pay a registration fee. I pay, as a foreigner, 50 cents to see the doctor. I have a code. Now, for local residents, he has to pay 5 cents. 你好，医生。你好，你好。I caught a cold on the airplane during my long flight to China, so while here at the hospital, I decided to see the doctor. 喉咙疼。My throat is hurting me. 我的鼻子有鼻涕。鼻涕。Yeah. 那你要给我吃药吗？ His fingers are like a thermometer. He can read many things in my pulse. My pulse is very weak. He takes your pulse on both wrists. He says there are 3 points of feeling, each point representing a different organ. He asks me if I tire easily. He's going to give me a prescription for herbal medicine. I went to the hospital's herbal pharmacy to fill the prescription. The pharmacist says these herbs will cool me down. They will give me a good appetite. It's a seed, huh?
Yes, it's for sore throat.
For sore throat, this is?
Yes.
Ah, now what is this for?
This is for nourish yin and yang.
Oh, for
nourish
yin.
Yes.
We came here to find out if traditional Chinese medicine was effective. We found out that it was. But we also found out something equally important. Western medicine is very much alive and well in China. What's more, the Chinese are very much in favor of adopting and adapting it. This is reflected in the fact that the balance has shifted in medical education. Today in China's medical schools, 70% of disciplines taught is based on modern scientific method, only 30% on traditional Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine, like Chinese economics today, is pragmatic. They love to use methods that work. Next, the art of geomancy or Feng Shui. Position, they say, is everything. Well, in parts of Asia, the secrets of proper positioning can run all of a person's life. The Chinese call it Feng Shui, literally, the study of the relationship of wind and water. But in practice, it governs the positioning of buildings and doors and desks and windows and ultimately people. Is it a science or is it an art? No matter. True believers will pay a fortune to a Feng Shui master for guidance in basic decisions. Failure to follow the rules may bring disaster. And you may be surprised at some of the people we found in Singapore who follow the ancient rules. Singapore prides itself on its modernity, chrome and glass, and computerized efficiency that make the city a hub of world commerce. The Hyatt Regency Hotel in Singapore is a symbol of all that, and it was erected with all the trimmings of Western design. But when a Chinese Singaporean bought it from the original owners a few years ago, all that modern design was not enough. He called in a Feng Shui consultant who immediately realigned the front doors to appease the spirits. Dr. Evelyn Lip is a Feng Shui expert at the National University of Singapore, and she showed us how these glass doors were moved. Originally, she said, they were parallel to the busy street outside. Now they are reset at an angle. Why? Because the old doors let evil spirits enter directly into the hotel lobby and make a beeline for the cashier's desk inside. Bad for business. And would you believe it? Since the change of doors, business has gone up immeasurably.
In this way, money that get into the hotel will not